Have you ever forgiven someone and then a day or two later, or maybe a week later, somebody brings their name up and you wince and you think, ooh, maybe I haven't forgiven them. And so you got to forgive them again. And you pray to God and you say, God, help me forgive that person. Or maybe there's someone who you've had to forgive many times. What's going on with that? You know you've forgiven them, and yet there's still this lingering, queasy feeling in your stomach whenever anybody brings up their name. It's because there's two levels of forgiveness. The first level of forgiveness is the decision not to return hurt for hurt. It's a decision you make in your heart. You're not going to hurt that person because they've hurt you. The Bible commands you to do this, that you forgive people so that you can feel forgiven. You decide not to return hurt even when people have hurt you. The other person doesn't need to be there. They don't even need to know that you're doing it. You can forgive people and never let them know. And you fulfilled the biblical mandate to not return hurt for hurt. That's forgiveness. So why is it that even when you have done that, you still feel queasy about certain people? It's because you're not reconciled to them. There's a deeper level of forgiveness called reconciliation. Reconciliation has three parts, and it involves the participation of the other person. Reconciliation starts with an honest acknowledgement of the feelings. You have to be truthful. When someone has hurt you, maybe you know you're angry, but do you know that you're hurt, you're afraid, you're frustrated, you feel ashamed, you feel humiliated? There are more vulnerable feelings underneath your anger that you need to acknowledge to yourself and often to the other person in order to be reconciled to them. The second thing involved in reconciliation is repentance. Now, the Greek word for repentance is metanoia, and that literally means change of mind. It means I was going in this direction, I changed my mind, and I'm going in that direction. It means you see it differently now. Metanoia does not mean I'm sorry. That's not repentance. Repentance means, oh, I never knew that. I never knew you felt that way. Oh, now that you tell me you feel that, I didn't know that before. I have a change of mind. I now see it differently. That's true repentance. Going in one direction, seeing it differently, going in a different direction. That leads us to the third thing, which is a mutual understanding of pain. In order for reconciliation to really happen between people, you need to both understand how you've hurt the other person and how you've been hurt. The reason you're not reconciled to that other person is because you don't believe they truly understand how they've hurt you. And until you have that conviction in your heart that they grasp how you've been hurt, you cannot be reconciled to them. That's the deepest level. So you have to have truthful expression of the honest feelings. You have to have a change of mind, I see it differently, and a mutual understanding of pain in order to have reconciliation. And that involves two parties both participating in that conversation. Now, the next logical thing you want to ask me is, well, aren't there some people I shouldn't be reconciled to? Aren't there people I shouldn't really go through this process with? And the answer is yes. There are certain people in your life that you may need to forgive, release them to God, and never see again. There are certain people you may even be reconciled with and gone through this process, and you still should not have them in your life. There are certain people it's just bad for you to have in your life. You can forgive them, you can even be reconciled with them, and you release them and wish them well. Here's the test. How do you know if you've really forgiven someone and you're reconciled to them? Do you wish them well? If you wish them well, there's your answer. I've released them, they can go on with their life. Maybe they should or should not be in your life, but you can go on with yours. Forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you so you can have release in your heart from resentment. I'm delighted to be able to tell you that my book, Jesus, the Greatest Therapist Who Ever Lived, is now approaching 2 million copies sold worldwide. This book is a psychological look about the teachings of Jesus. We all know his spiritual message, which is what he came to tell us about. But what most of us don't know is that embedded in his teachings are bits of psychological wisdom that are brilliant for how to conduct our emotional lives today. If you want to read more about the integration of psychology in the teachings of Jesus, you'll be able to get a copy and judge for yourself. Is he the greatest psychologist who ever lived? I think so.